Hey parents, Mr. Cram. I want to take a minute to explain place value drawings and using those to add. Your children are going to see this method, and it's actually a really good method because it helps them understand what's actually taking place. Because traditionally, what I was raised with, probably you too, was this, what we call the standard algorithm. Okay, so you line it up, start with the ones. Put the ones down, carry the tens. It's fast and wonderful, and I use it all the time, not to brag, but your kids are going to learn to do it a little bit differently, only so they can understand that when I do something like this, it means something, and these pictures are actually really good for showing that. Here we go. So if you've got the number 231 and you're adding it to 498, what's going to happen picture-wise is this. You're going to do 200s, and that is a flat. Okay, you're going to draw both. 3 10 sticks and 1 1. Now, if your kids are drawing these, I encourage them to actually draw a circle and not just do a little dot. Number one, those are hard to count, and number two, as they start to cross things off, it's going to get confusing for them to keep track of what's what. So 231, we're going to add that to 498. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 9 10 sticks, and 8 ones. Okay. So, you're going to start with the ones. You always start with the smallest, work your way up to the biggest, just like this. Okay? I'm going to do both simultaneously just so you kind of see the correlation. I'm going to count all the ones, and if I've got enough to make a new 10 stick, if I can put 10 ones together and make a new 10 stick, I'm going to want to do that. But if I don't have enough, I can't. I just add them up. So I've got 8 here plus this 1, which gives me 9. That's not enough to actually make a new 10 stick. So I've got 9 ones. Now I'm going to count my 10 sticks. And as we know, 100 is 10 tens put together. So if I have 10 10 sticks, I'm going to take those 10 10 sticks and actually make a new flat, a new hundreds. All right? So 1, 2, actually cross them off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, I've got enough for a new hundreds. I'm actually just going to add that. I can add it here, I can add it here, I can put it in between the two. Okay. Now I can see I don't have enough to make a new hundreds, so I'm actually going to slide over one here. I'm going to count my hundreds, and if I have 10 groups of 100, I would make 1,000. We don't need to get up that high yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, I've got 700. So I don't have enough to make anything new. What I have left here is I've got my 9 ones. I've got 1, 2 10 sticks that I couldn't combine to make a new 100. And I took the 10 10 sticks and was able to make a new hundreds. Okay, so what you've got, 9 ones, 2 10 sticks, and 7 hundreds. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do one more. Doing a place value drawing really does help kids understand how numbers work when I'm adding them together. With some of my older kids, if we're getting ready for the EOG, I also do teach the standard algorithm because it is faster. It tends to be right. But I do also make sure they understand how to do it with the place value drawing. The place value drawing is fantastic. It's just slower. And if a kid absolutely wants to stick with that, that's a method they love, that's awesome. I grew up, just learning that standard algorithm, so that's what I stick with. I let them pick, as long as they can show me an understanding of what that means when I do the standard algorithm. Okay, so let's go with, 366 plus 199. Okay, when you get lots of 9s in there, that's when kids are going to have to make lots of dots, so let's go ahead and do that. All right, start with my 1s. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 10 sticks plus 3 flats for my hundreds. Now I'm going to add that to 199, so 9 ones, 9 10 sticks, and 1 group of 100. Okay, now I'm going to start, sorry, gotta be able to see that. I'm going to start with my ones here. I'm going to try as hard as I can to get enough to make a new 10 stick, so I need exactly 10. I'm going to cross them off neatly as I go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, I have enough to make a new 10 stick. I could put it here, I could put it here, it doesn't really matter. Boop. All right, now I will never have enough right now in these early problems to make multiple 10 sticks, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left over. I can write that down now. Now, my 10 sticks, I can see I've got enough to make a new hundreds because I clearly have more than 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, draw a new flat. Doesn't matter where over here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left over. And then the hundreds, I don't have enough to combine these into 1,000, which, by the way, typically if you ever get to the point of showing thousands, a lot of people in a place value drawing will show it as just a long rectangle like that. But you don't need that right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now I'm going to check my math. I often tell the kids when I do a place value drawing, I do like to check with the standard algorithm, and it really does make that connection. It ties it together for them, the correlation. So according to my math here, 565. Geez, I forgot what I started with. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 366 plus, 199, I believe. Okay, so 6 plus 9, 15, put the ones, carry the tens, and that's represented by the new 10 stick I added here. 6, 7, 7 plus 9 is 16. I made a new hundreds, 3, 4, 5, 565, 565. That's it. So, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to tell you. Those are just the basics. When you're explaining it to a kid, the key is really to go slow. And a lot of kids, their tendency is to make these drawings very small, very bunched together. Encourage them to use a lot of the paper to make these, just so they don't make an easy mistake. Especially when it comes to counting ones and crossing those off, it can get very crowded, very cramped really quickly. Okay. This is me up top. If I didn't cover something, you have a question, please, please, please email me. I love to answer questions. And thank you all for spending time with your kids. And have a good day.